For this simple recipe, all you're going to need is a large storage container, cutting board, and a knife. The ingredients you'll need: bundle of kale, extra virgin olive oil, fresh ground sea salt, onion powder, garlic powder, and nutritional yeast. Take your bundle of kale, rinse it off thoroughly. I like to remove the stems from the kale before I chop it up. Stems tend to add a little bit of bitterness to your salad. If you like the stems, feel free to keep them. You may not need to do the entire bundle, but for me, I like to do it all at once so I can chop it up all at once. It's entirely up to you. Now, we're just going to grab a handful, squeeze it together, and then chop. I don't go for anything too fancy when I'm chopping up the kale. Again, chop. Be careful, watch your fingers. Then I repeat the entire process for the entire bundle. Now, I'm going to get a handful of kale and put it into my large storage container. It's going to be up to you how much you want to eat. I recommend don't put too much in there if you're not going to eat it right away, at least within the next 24 hours. Our first ingredient is going to be extra virgin olive oil. We're just going to sprinkle a little bit over top, shake it a bit, sprinkle a little bit more. Our next ingredient is fresh ground sea salt. The more salt you add, the more it takes away from the bitterness of the kale. Our next ingredient is garlic powder. Now, of course, with it being garlic kale salad, you may want to kind of go nuts on this, but it depends on your taste. Next ingredient is onion powder. I'm just going to do a little bit of shake on this one. And the last ingredient is nutritional yeast. I'll sprinkle in about 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast altogether. Excellent, that looks good. We're going to cover it up, make sure the storage container is nice and sealed, and we're just going to shake it a little bit. This evenly distributes the ingredients over the kale. Now it's ready to serve. One of my favorite ways to dish it out is I'll put half on one plate and then half on the other. Then I'll take some of my favorite toppings like tomatoes. Then I'll add some non-dairy cheddar cheese. Sprinkle a little bit here. Sprinkle a little there. And then I'll take some of my spicy bean dip, just to garnish the plate. This makes for a nice little tasty meal. Bon appetit!